really deepen in our appreciation for the beginning of the new year. And we're going to start with that theme, and then we'll do some breathing, and then some asana, some practice, definitely weaving in some of your special requests. And then at the end of our practice, I'm hoping that we have some time to just do a guided reflective meditation, just to deepen our understanding and our reflections on the reading that I'm going to offer today, which is coming from, this is our Rosh Hashanah Machzor from the Days of Awe. I love this. I have both of them. I have the gold one for Rosh Hashanah and I have the silver one for Yom Kippur. And I'm telling you, if you don't own one, try to just get one, because the readings are so beautiful. And they really explain a lot of things that maybe we don't think about when we're just going through prayers by rote. So we're going to start with alternate nostril breathing. And I know that some of you already know how to do it, so you could go right into it if you want. If some of you want a review of how to do it, I'm going to walk you through it. So I'll sit on a block. You're welcome to do that if that helps your back feel a little more comfortable, or you can sit in a chair if you want for the next couple of minutes. So we'll start with eyes closed, just noticing the breath, the natural breath as it is. Breathing in and out through your nose. If for some reason the nose today for you is a little bit congested, if it's not possible to breathe independently through one nostril or the other, don't worry about it. You can just breathe mindfully and softly in whatever way feels good for you this morning. So we'll exhale all of the air out of our lungs and place the two fingers, peace fingers, on the forehead. I'm going to use my right hand. And place your thumb on your right nostril, and then alternate and place your ring finger on your left nostril. Just go back and forth, just practicing thumb to one nostril and then ring finger to the other. The whole time you're keeping your two peace fingers on your forehead. So go ahead and take a deep breath in. Let it out. And then block your right nostril and breathe in through your left. Retain that breath, block the left nostril, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Block it and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block it, exhale through the right. Inhale right. Block and exhale through the left. Inhale left. Close it off, exhale right. Inhale right. Block it, exhale left. And continue, inhaling left. And continue on your own. Take another round of this breathing, ending with an exhale on your left side. And when you're complete, let your hands rest on your thighs and notice the quality of your breath in this moment. Alternate nostril breathing, or nadi shodhana, which is what it's called in Sanskrit, is used to balance the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Let's remove any support you have underneath you. So you can remove the block, or if you're on a chair, you could stay on the chair if you want. We could do this from that as well. We're going to stay sitting cross-legged and bring your hands to your knees, and we'll just start to stir our upper body around. And keep your breath really flowing. So inhaling as you stir forward, exhaling as you come back. And feeling the sides of your waist, maybe even in your lower back. And pause and reverse the stirring. Good. Let your elbows and shoulders be soft. Kind of let them move along for the ride. You might even let your neck and head be a little heavier than usual. Good. And pause right at the center. And so last week we did some breathing exercises where we really isolated the upper body when we rounded. Today we're actually doing a modified cat-cow. So we're going to scoop the sacrum and tailbone underneath us and round the whole spine, looking down toward the belly. And then inhale, arching the back. So it's like you're reaching back behind you with your sits bones, opening the chest, gazing up. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, opening up. On your own, do this a few times. Just noticing what is going on for your back this morning, where you feel the breath. And pause. Take your left hand to your right knee and bring your right hand behind you and just do a little twist. Gaze over your right shoulder. And then slowly move through center and take a twist to the other side. And connect this to your breath. As you inhale, starting your twist. As you exhale, pausing in the twist. Inhaling, moving through the twist. Exhaling, deepening in the twist. We'll do a couple more. Just taking note of how this twist feels in your body today. And warming up those muscles for breathing. Good. Pause at center. We'll take a few sun breaths. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down the midline right to your heart. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if you're able to. One more, inhaling up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Let your chin bow, your head bow toward your hands. Take a moment to dedicate this practice to something or someone, something you're cultivating within yourself for this year to come. or dedicating it to someone or to a cause that you care about. And now we'll move to our backs. So with you on your way down, bring a block and bring your strap. So pause on your back and find a way to lie down that feels good. So maybe your knees will be bent and the knees might be knocking in toward each other. I love to lay like that. It's nice for the lower back. Or maybe you'll just lie flat and just find a way to be for the next minute or so, feeling the connection of your back on the floor, the weight of your head resting. And I will offer our reading, which is inspired by the Asher Yatzar prayer, the prayer of blessing for our bodies, for the wisdom of the creation of our bodies. Said Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev, in every action, we must regard our own body as the Holy of Holies, a partner of the supreme power on earth, that is, as a manifestation of the divine. Whenever we lift our hands to do a deed, let us consider them to be God's instruments. You have taught us, guard yourselves well, take good care of your lives. Your word calls to us, do no harm to yourself, do not weaken or exhaust yourself. In gratitude for the gift of our bodies, we pray for a year of renewed health and replenished strength. May caring for our bodies become our daily practice. May we be attentive to our need for proper food, sleep, and exercise. Let no injury come to others through our acts or failure to act, but let our mitzvah be this, to build a society in which care is a birthright, and the blessing of health the responsibility of all. Baruch atah Adonai rofecho basar umafli la'asot. We praise you, Holy One, for the wondrous acts of creation and healing. Amen. So in this reading, the question is, the phrase is, do no harm to yourself. Do not weaken or exhaust yourself. So just taking this moment of self-reflection as we enter this new year and thinking in your life, are there any places, any actions that you take daily or any thought patterns that you have regularly that you feel may weaken you or exhaust you? So just allowing that inquiry to be with you throughout this practice this morning. And when we build awareness, when we can shine the light of awareness on something, it doesn't have as much power over us. We can actually start to make a change and a shift in a way that supports our well-being. So noticing anything without beating yourself up, noticing the truth, the emet with chesed, with kindness. So we're going to continue with our stretches. So we'll use our, let's use our strap first. And we'll open up the leg on the right side. So strap around the bottom of the right foot and either extending or keeping the left leg bent. And make sure your shoulders are relaxed and moving away from your ears, and that the elbows or the back of your arms are on the floor. And flex your foot and notice when you flex your foot how your leg feels. How's your hamstring today? And just slowly taking the leg into some small circles. And reversing your circles. And continue breathing nice and deep. Pause in the center and hold both straps in your right hand. Engage your belly and start to open your leg out to the side. So you're getting into the inner thigh on the right leg. And be careful to try to keep that left hip from rolling up off the floor. If it wants to do that, just make your range of motion smaller. And breathe into the inner thigh. Bending that right knee just a little bit to bring the leg up to center, and then change hands with your straps. Keep your leg as straight as possible and start to cross over your body. Everyone will cross in a different amount. So some of you might stay in a smaller range of motion with your focus being on your outer leg, your IT band, and your hip. Some of you might feel really free in the lower back and want to take it more into a twist. So listening to your body, keeping the core engaged slightly though the whole time. And breathe here. Let's do 3 more breaths. And a little bend in that right knee brings the leg back up. And then just change sides. So slip that left foot in where the right foot was. Again, establishing some relaxation in the upper body. And first noticing the left hamstring, how it feels today. Reaching the heel for the sky or the ceiling. And then beginning your small circles in one direction. And changing direction now. And pausing, taking both straps in your left hand, start to open your leg out to the side, keeping belly engaged, and the right leg engaged as well, so that glute can stay on the floor if possible. And when you get to the limit of your inner thigh, just pausing there, taking some deep breaths. Slight bend in that left knee brings the leg back through center, changing hands, keeping the legs straight as you cross the body to the place that feels right for you today. Bending the knee just a little, bring it back to center. Go ahead and release your strap. Place it off to the side and hug your knees into your chest. Good, nice squeeze here, rocking from side to side. And now we'll use our block. So bring the feet to the floor, knees are still bent. Lift your hips and place that block right under the sacrum, that flat bone at the very base of your spine. And situate it so that it feels pretty comfortable. You can let the whole weight of your hips rest on the block. Everybody uses different heights for this. I tend to use the lowest height, but some of you, if you've been doing this a while, you might, try doing it on the middle height. But I think for these exercises, probably the flat, the smallest height is the best. So letting yourself rest here in supported bridge, and while your body gets this nice little inversion, we're going to work with the upper body. So we'll inhale the arms up overhead, and then exhale the hands back down. Inhaling, really filling up the lungs, opening the front body. Full lungs, exhale. See if you can time the movement with your breath so that when your breath is empty, your hands are on the floor. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling. On your own a few times, linking breath to movement. Next time your hands are on the floor, go ahead and leave them there. And next we'll bring one knee and then the other up, and then reach those legs up toward the sky. So making sure that your hips are supported in such a way that your abdominals aren't doing any work right now. So it should feel pretty easy. Basically in our supported legs up the wall pose in the beginning of class instead of at the end. So we're going to play here though. So I want you to open up the legs as nice and wide as they'll go. Good, till you feel a stretch. And then as you exhale, bring them back together. Inhale, opening. Exhaling as you close. And really feel the difference between the stretch of the inner thighs and then the activation of the inner thighs as you bring the legs together. Slow the movement way down so that you can notice those muscles engaging to pull you up. Very good. You might even, once the legs are open wide, you might even imagine that you're moving through water or some thick liquid, kind of like a pressure, like a little resistance, and then you'll really feel those inner thighs activating. Let's do one more. Good. So this is an option for those of you who want to do this. If you have any lower back sensitivities, you want to try this, be cautious, or maybe just skip it. You can stay in your legs up pose, which is really therapeutic. Otherwise, we're going to just engage the abs a little bit by bringing the left leg down, keeping the right leg up. Good. And then lifting it back up. So you don't have to go all the way to the floor. You can just go to where it feels like you've reached your limit of range of motion, and then bring the leg back up. So I like to touch the abdominal area as I'm doing this to really sense the activation of the core here. So we're actually using the psoas right now too. We're going to warm it up, and then we're going to lengthen it. Exhaling as you lift a leg, inhaling as you lower a leg. Good. Last one. Good. Pausing with the legs up. Great. Bring the knees in towards your chest. And then bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Good. And so we're back in our supported bridge. And now we're going to open up the psoas muscle. So that deep hip flexor. So go ahead and straighten your left leg along the floor. So your heel, your left heel is touching the floor, and your toes are pointed to the sky. Getting right into that deep hip flexor. And breathing here. You are welcome to bring your arms up overhead if you feel like that gives you a little more space.
in your side body and front body, or keep your arms right where they are. So the key to this is to press your heel into the floor and feel your quadricep active. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here, nice, slow, deep breaths. Good, relax that leg and then slowly just drag it, the heel back up toward you. And then change sides, sliding the right leg down, flexing the toes on that right foot and pressing your heel into the floor. Taking some breaths here, squeezing the quadricep, the thigh muscle on that right leg. As you breathe, really focus on expanding the lower belly area. And with every exhale, imagining those deep hip flexors just softening like soft, warm butter. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then relax that right leg and slowly slide it back up. Pause here in your supported bridge. Take a breath. And then press into both feet and lift your hips just enough to slide that block out. And hug your knees gently, slowly into your chest. Moving in a way that feels good. Okay, so next we're going to just flip ourselves over like a pancake. So let's turn slowly, softly. Come over to your belly. So we're in Sphinx pose here. So the legs are straight and together. The tops of the feet are on the floor. And the elbows are close to the body, so the arms are in like a 90-degree angle. Palms are flat on the floor. So pull your navel in. So there's a way we could just hang out in this, which does not feel good. You could even practice it real quick to feel the difference, but don't stay there too long. You want to really firm up your lower body and squeeze your belly in. As you do that, you'll notice right away that your lower back has support. Press your palms and your forearms into the mat and then open up your chest. You're looking forward, not up, just straight ahead. And imagine that you could press into the mat and pull yourself forward, even though you won't go anywhere. If you do, I will be amazed. And pull, 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 and create some length in the front of the body, the diaphragm. This is Sphinx pose. Take a big breath. And then lower yourself down. Place your hands on top of each other and your forehead on your hands. And just wave your legs from side to side or crisscross, whatever feels good. Good. And then now we're going to bring the hands behind, palms on the floor, forehead on the floor. I've let mine up just a little so that you can hear me clearly. But your forehead will rest on the floor. And you're going to pull your navel in. It's like you don't want the belly button to touch the floor, even though obviously it will. You're just going to pull up. And then you're going to lift your chest and your head off the floor and your arms. And slide your shoulders down away from your ears and really make those arms super strong. It's almost like you're reaching back to touch your feet. Your legs are firm. The tops of your feet stay on the floor if possible. Looking down at your mat, breathing, really lifting as much as you can, and then lowering down. Rest one cheek on the floor and take a break. So this is a nice way to also activate the back in a healthy way. A lot of us are slumping a lot during the day or maybe on screens more than usual. So this is a nice way to strengthen the back and also stimulate those adrenal glands to give you some natural energy. We'll do that one more time. Go ahead and look forward. Legs are on the floor, inhaling, reaching the chest, and arms up, head up, gazing down at your mat, reaching back for those feet. Reach, reach, reach. If you want to, you can now lift your legs. You don't have to. If you do lift your legs, squeeze the inner thighs toward each other. Locust pose. And lower all the way down, resting a cheek to the floor, maybe the opposite cheek. And breathe. So now we'll bring the hands close to the body and press ourselves up, all the way up, and come right into child's pose. Nice and slow, reaching those arms out in front of you if you'd like to, or you can keep them close. And just breathing into the lower back. Is there anything that you do that weakens or exhausts you? Something that you have control over? We're going to come on up to all fours. If you need to protect your wrists, feel free to come onto your knuckles. But we are doing a sternum drop. So this is going to strengthen the serratus muscles in the rib cage. We need these to be turned on so they work together with muscles deep inside of the shoulder so that we can have some good posture. So we want to activate these. And it looks like cat-cow, but it is not. So we keep our back flat as possible. Belly pulled in. Elbows are straight the whole time. What we'll do is drop the breastbone or the sternum toward the floor. It's like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, like you're squeezing a pencil between your shoulder blades, and then spreading the shoulder blades apart. So there's no change in my arms, but I am sinking the rib cage and breastbone down toward the floor and then up. It could feel really unusual in the beginning, so go slow. We only need to do a few of these to really turn on those muscles. Good. And release. Go ahead and sit back in child's pose. Release your wrists if you need to. Okay, we are going to come to standing and bring your massage ball with you. You'll want to have your block, both of your blocks nearby, but for sure, at least one for now, right in front of your feet. Okay, so a couple of sun breaths. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Come to the floor or your block and let your head release. Turn the head from side to side, nod the chin. And then start to bend one knee and then the other like you're walking in place. Just stretching, actively stretching out those muscles in the leg. Good, and then look up first, bring the hands out to your sides and rise up with a flat back, inhaling, exhaling your hands to your heart. We are going to open up the chest today a little bit. So having your strap nearby and also your block will now move to between your thighs. So as you squeeze the block the skinny way,
between the thighs. Take a look at your feet and make sure that your feet are pointed straight forward, and that when you can squeeze your block a little bit and then release without it dropping the block. So just squeeze the block and release. So this is the activation of the inner thighs, which is part of our intrinsic core strength. So just keeping a little bit of a squeeze on that block. We'll use our straps now to open up the chest. So go ahead and hold your strap overhead. Everyone will hold it different, at a different space, but the goal is to keep the arms straight. So feel free to adjust if you get into the middle of this exercise and you feel like you're contorting yourself. So we're going to inhale, and I'll turn sideways, reach the arms back behind us. As we exhale, come back to front. Inhale, reaching back and behind. Whatever your range of motion is, just work with that. There's no real goal about having to get behind you all the way. Maybe some of you stop halfway and pause there. Opening the chest, the biceps here. Keep breathing. Keep squeezing that block just a little bit. And last time, let your arms come down and then just do some shoulder circles. Release your neck, maybe tilting your ear from side to side slowly. And rolling your chin towards your chest and pausing there, taking some breaths. Okay. So we'll hold the strap overhead again, not maybe as wide. We'll have our wrists over our shoulders if possible. So it's a little more narrow grip. You're squeezing your block, holding your belly in, and lean over to your left side. So I'll be opposite of you. Lean to your left, reach, 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 and come on up. Take a breath. Lean over to the other side, really connecting to your lower body strength to support this reaching, and come up. One more set, inhaling. Exhale, leaning, pulling the belly in, grounding through those feet. Come up. One more breath. Exhaling over. And come up. Good. Release the straps. Release your shoulders. You're going to keep the block there. We'll do another sun breath. Inhaling, exhaling, starting to come down. Right away, we're going to inhale, come halfway up, and then exhale, sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. Again, this looks different for everybody, so trying to bring the weight to your heels, your arms overhead, or in a goalpost or open heart position if your neck is sensitive. Pull the belly in, lengthen your spine. So tuck your tailbone under just a little bit, sit as deeply as you can, and breathe. So feel your muscles really turning on here. Squeeze the block. Good, and release, fold all the way down. You can release the block and now use it if you want to in front of you for something to hold on to. And breathe, let out a sigh. Stretch your mouth, open your jaw. Let out another sigh. Good. Okay, so we're going to come up nice and slow with a flat back if you can. I don't need the block right now. We're going to do some standing twists. So just super soft arms. Let your heel come up as you twist, tapping the chest and the lower back. It's so wonderful to be able to breathe cleaner air. So just wherever you are, I think our area is pretty clean now, for now, and this is a gift. So just really filling up those lungs. Hoping and praying for those that are still experiencing not as clean air to have relief from that soon. Good, let your twisting come to stillness. Okay, so I say today we do hara breath. So standing in a squat pose, knees gently bent. You will inhale fully and completely reaching up to the sky. And as you exhale, ha, and your arms will kind of tap your rib cage, okay? Ha, 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 ha. 3 more. Last one. Good. And now just bring your feet under your body. Breathing naturally. So moving into a couple of standing poses, you'll definitely want your blocks with you. So I'm going to bring my blocks over to, I'm going to try to mirror you. Okay, so your left foot. So we're going to come into a warrior 2 on our left side so that left knee is bent. The blocks, just have them on either side of that foot to start. So lining up your front heel with your back arch and bending the knee so that it tracks over your ankle or smaller toes. So you don't want it caving in. So really turn on the glute muscles of that left bun. Opening up into your warrior 2 and breathing here. Feeling both feet firmly planted on the ground and gazing over your left arm. Now drop your back hand, lift your front hand and reach up, breathe in, maybe a little back bend, keeping that front knee bent. Good, and come back to warrior 2. So your front leg might be getting kind of warm right now. That's okay, we're building bones. As we put stress on our bones, we're building more bone. So keeping the knee bent if you can. And we'll take a modified or a variation of this. So bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers if you can. And if you can't, it's okay. You could grab opposite elbows or just reach back behind you. So we'll take a stargazer pose. So reach those arms down, open up the chest, gazing up, keep the belly engaged. Good, release your hands. Now you get to step your back foot up a little bit so that your feet are both facing forward to that front leg. You get to straighten your front leg, hands on your hips. Pull the belly in and just start to come down, hinging at the hip crease till you feel a hamstring stretch. And then press into that front foot to rise back up. Whew, little balance pose too. Again, hinging at the hip crease, coming down, this time maybe to your blocks. I like to use them on the high setting, especially if I'm not quite warmed up enough yet. Belly in. If you're not able to reach those blocks because of hamstring limitations, you can keep your hands on your hips and just really focus on the core staying engaged and pulled in, which we should all be doing anyway. Breathe here. If you're able to come down farther, like forehead toward the thigh or the knee, feel free to do that. Keep your quadricep tight, like activate it, because that's going to create more freedom in the back of the leg. Back foot should be flat on the floor. If it's not, you might want to move the leg closer to your body, closer to the front leg. Good, we're going to look up. We're going to bend that front knee just a bit and rise up. And then take your blocks over to the other side. So the blocks will frame the right foot now. Coming into your warrior 2, heel, front heel to back arch, alignment, maybe pulling or dragging that, or I should say rotating the whole leg inward and the back leg. Bending the front knee, pressing it toward the little toes, coming into your warrior 2, and just feeling the strength of your body, the gift of your body, what it does for you every day, how it supports you. Reversing your warrior, dropping your back hand, lifting the front hand, inhaling, reaching up, thinking of all the ways that you take that divine energy that you were born with and you use yourself as an instrument of that divine energy in the world. And come back to your warrior two. And then our variation of bringing the arms behind the back, clasping the hands, reaching the heart forward. Open your heart. Keep the front knee bent. Gaze up, stargazer. And release the hands. Step your back foot forward a little bit and turn the toes in so your hips are square. The right leg is straight now, and start to hinge forward till you feel a stretch. Pull the navel in, and then pressing into that front foot, lifting yourself out of it. And again, hinging forward, finding your blocks if you would like to use those. Really pressing into those feet. Feel like your feet are just suction cupped to the floor, and that rebound effect of connection to the earth moving up through the legs. Folding forward as much as you're able to or want to today. And then bending the front knee and starting to rise up. Go ahead and turn to face front, but keep the legs wide, and just do some hip circles. So this nice stirring motion is what keeps our hips pliable. So anytime you think about it when you get up from sitting, just do some of these little hula hoop movements, and that will help a lot. Okay, so bringing the feet closer together, we'll do tree pose today. And feel free to use support if you need to. We'll start with the left foot standing, with the left leg being the standing leg, and picking the spot where your right foot will land, either your calf, maybe even down near the floor, like the toes on the floor, or high up in the inner thigh. Please avoid your knee joint. And then choose what to do with your branches. You might start with your hands at your heart, or maybe out, gazing at something that is not moving, your drishti point. Feel the connection of your left foot as if it's growing roots into the floor, into the ground, pressing your right foot into your leg, and breathing softly, feeling the challenge of being in balance in this pose and in life. And release. Go ahead and shake out your standing leg. And then shift over to the other side. So that right leg is the standing leg now. Finding your breath and your focus. Knowing that every choice we make either moves us toward balance or away from balance. It moves us either toward weakness or towards strength. And release. Shake out your leg. And then stand in mountain pose. So feet are just about hip width apart, not too wide. Soft knees. And bring your hands to your heart. take a moment to close your eyes and feel the heat of your body under your hands. Feel your feet firmly on your mat. The strength of your legs, your spine, the movement of breath, the beating of your heart, your brain, all of your sense organs, the miracle of this body, the miracle of this soul, this individual soul that lives in this body. And choose a word or two as your focus of what you wish for your own well-being in the year to come. And when you're ready, reaching the arms up overhead, palms up, gazing up, taking a breath in, feeling in your body, in your energy, a sense of yes, a sense of willingness to receive, to take part, to do what you need to do to create this. And then when you're ready, just slowly letting the hands come down and come onto your back. So you might, as you're making your way to your back, there might be a stretch or two that your body needs. We often will do a twist, or sometimes people like to do pigeon, but just take like a minute or two to take any last stretches that you need before you find your way onto your back for our guided reflection meditation. At the sound of the bell, invite you to relax your body. To relax your face muscles, your arms, your legs, your hands and your feet, everything letting go. You have taught us, guard yourselves well, take good care of your lives. Your word calls to us, do no harm to yourself. Do not weaken or exhaust yourself. In gratitude for the gift of our bodies, we pray for a year of renewed health and replenished strength. Knowing that in every moment that the body is rebuilding itself, you are being recreated breath by breath. Cells die and cells are reborn. Bones break down and then they rebuild. Your blood, your skin, your lungs, everything is recreated on an ongoing basis. May caring for our bodies become our daily practice. Taking a moment to feel the benefits of your practice today. Knowing that just as we drop a pebble in a pond and it creates ripples, so too do our actions affect our lives and our health. May we be attentive to our need for proper food, sleep, and exercise. Is there one food that you would like to add to your diet? Something that makes you feel good and radiant and healthy. Is there one sleep hygiene practice that you could take action with? Perhaps avoiding your screen right before bed, or taking a shower, or doing a stretch or two, or a breathing practice that would support your sleep. What's one thing that you would like to try to practice? For exercise, is there something that your body loves to do that makes you feel empowered or brings peace or a sense of exhilaration and strength? Is there something you would like to try or go back to? Knowing any of these practices we could try on from now until Yom Kippur, just to see, to notice the changes that might happen for you in your body, mind, and spirit. Let no injury come to others through our acts or failure to act, but let our mitzvah be this: to build a just society in which care is a birthright and the blessing of health the responsibility of all. What might you do to contribute to the well-being of all? Perhaps you donate food or purchase vitamins, a program that sends vitamins to children who are malnourished. Or maybe you walk or exercise with friends or family and support each other. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, and every way, you're In every way, you're getting better and better. Every day, in every way, we're getting better and better. Every day, in every way, we're getting better and better. We're getting better and better. Baruch atah Adonai rofecho basar umafli la'asot. We praise you, Holy One, for wondrous acts of creation and healing. And take a few deep breaths, deep cleansing breaths, and allow your body to begin to move in ways that help you to awaken to your surroundings. Rising up as you're ready. And allowing your hands to rest at your heart. Please join me in our call and response. Prayer. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free. May all beings be heard and respected. May all beings be loved. May we all get better and better every day in every way. May it be so. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shalom.